and give you guys a bit of a polar bear talk to you about all the adaptations that they've got to survive in the Arctic and so forth. So yeah, stick around for the show. Anyway, thanks very much for coming to the park today. So we're part of the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland. So us and Edinburgh Zoo, we actually fund a whole bunch of conservation programs all around the world, 23 of them in fact. And by being here today, you're not only helping us to take care of these animals here, the animals at Edinburgh Zoo, you're also helping to fund all these amazing conservation programs, which you can feel free to ask me about later. But let's talk about these polar bears in front of us. So here we have Victoria and Brody. Victoria is Brody's mum. She's actually 27 years old, and the life expectancy of a polar bear under human care is about 30 years. So she's getting on. We think that Brody will probably be her last cub. I think she deserves a little bit of me time in the last little stretch of her life. So yeah, but Brody is a year and a half, and he's becoming a massive, massive bear. He's only 30 kilograms lighter than his mother at the moment. He's only a year and a half. So male polar bears can be up to 2 or 3 times the size of female polar bears. So we think he could be a 700 kilogram or more polar bear when he's big. So yeah, at the moment they're about 250 kilograms, sitting roughly about there. But we think he's going to be a big, big fella. So Arctos on the other side of the park with our male polar bears, he's actually Brody's father. And Walker, who's hanging out with him at the moment, he is Brody's cousin. So we've got a nice little family of polar bears here. So these guys obviously live in the Arctic on the sea ice. As a matter of fact, they spend so much time at sea and in the water that they're technically classified as marine mammals. They can swim huge distances. It's quite common for them to swim 100 or so kilometers just to get to the next sheet of ice. But it has been recorded that they've swum about 800 kilometers to get to their next location, which is a pretty long distance to swim. So they're excellent swimmers. And they are excellent swimmers because they're quite buoyant. They've got a 4-inch layer of blubber around them. They've got a huge amount of fur which sort of traps the air. And they've got these massive paws which essentially act as paddles so that they can get through the water nice and fast. And they can hold their breath for 2 to 4 minutes, which is a pretty long time. They obviously don't plug their nose with their fingers. They've got these little muscles inside their nose that just clamp up, and they can hold their breath underwater for 2 to 4 minutes, which is pretty incredible. Like this. Yeah, I know, it's quite impressive, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, mate, I've made your day. Fantastic. So that is a polar bear skull right there, a male polar bear skull. It's pretty impressive. So they've got those massive canine nails, and to give you an idea of how this is done, how they break a hard hat. So these guys have a bite force of a pressure of around 1,200 pounds per square inch. And to give you a little bit of a context, a bit of a scale, when we're just chewing on a bit of gum, it's sitting between about 90 to 130. So it's almost 10 times the amount of bite pressure that we can produce in our own mouths, which is pretty incredible. Yeah. So